One of the things that I love about YouTube is that your content is all nicely and neatly organized right there on your page, should someone come to it. But that isn't how people usually consume YouTube. So what is the impact? What is the point? A clear distinction, a very defined distinction between these social platforms. You've got Facebook, you've got TikTok, you've got Instagram, you've got YouTube. A clear distinction between them is that while on these other platforms you have your profile, where on YouTube you have a thing called search. Now, some people will tell you that you can search on some of these other platforms as well. You could search on Facebook. Yeah, of course. In fact, if you do a Google search, Facebook posts will come up, Instagram posts will come up now. But that feed approach, where you go to the platform and you're scrolling through your actual feed, is slightly different on YouTube. On YouTube, many times, over and above, percentages above any other form of on-ramp to your content is search. Because YouTube is a search engine. So let me share this. I was talking to a colleague, a friend, somebody who I now call friend, and we were in our consult session the day before I had done a live show, and we were talking. I see some of you in the comments already. We were talking about several things, but in that live show, I was saying, how did you find me? And I want you to put that in the chat real quick. I see Dr. Tachi, I see Florence Donald, I see Don Daniel, all of you guys in the chat. I want you to put that in the chat right now, if you don't mind. How did you come across my content originally? How did you get into this ecosystem? And so I asked that question in the live stream. And so the next day I was on the live with this gentleman. He lives across the pond, as we like to call it. He's in the UK. And we're talking through some strategy items for his content. And he mentions to me, man, when you were live yesterday, you asked the question, how did we all come into your ecosystem? And for me, it was a search. I was searching. In his case, he was searching for an answer to something with StreamYard, and he searched for it and came across a number of different creators. And one of those creators was me. And while it was clear to him that I understood what I was talking about, I was using the platform at a level that he wasn't necessarily using it. He wasn't 100% sure if I was the one where he wanted to park his attention. So then he went into the comments section and he realized that not only was I sharing good value in the video, but I was also engaging in the comments. So he said, I'll come back to this later. He did another search for a very specific question he wanted to have an answer to on Google. He just did a random search for it, and then one of the search results was a response. Get this. One of the search results was a response. One of my responses to someone who asked a similar question to his in the comments section in YouTube. The response is what was returned to him as a search result when he was trying to find the answer to his question. That is not a level of integration. That is not a level that we see from any other platform than YouTube. That is not this is why your Instagram and your TikTok and your Facebook videos have a shelf life. And after that shelf life, they seem like they're dead. And why YouTube videos seem like they last forever, because the search engine advantage takes it to another level. The search engine advantage, the SEO benefit, takes it to another level. So here's a critical concept I want you to focus in on. We got to tackle the fear of saturation. We got to tackle the fear of algorithms. Unlike Instagram or TikTok, which are feeds, right? They're feed-based platforms, social platforms. YouTube is a search engine. YouTube is a search engine. People are actively looking for solutions. People are actively looking for answers to their questions. People are actively telling you how you can serve them best by the questions or the query they type in to that search bar. The benefit here isn't going viral. It is being found by the exact person ready to buy your service right now. I want to repeat that again for the folks in the back. The benefit here isn't going viral. It is being found by the exact person ready to buy your service right now because they were searching for it. They were searching for it. They were trying to find it wherever it is. They wanted to gain access to whoever has the answer or who have solved the problem so that they could solve it for them too, or so that they could learn how to solve it for themselves. Done for you /DIY. That's the benefit. So social media, try and find your video that you posted to Facebook 3-4 days later. Just try and find it yourself. Now, if you go into your profile and scroll and scroll and scroll, and maybe if you haven't posted a lot, then maybe it might be there. But there is a fade that happens with social media, with the feed-based platforms. About 24 hours is the shelf life. And after that, it's anybody's game. It depends on the engagement. If you have a lot of comments, like if I have my birthday posts on Facebook, oh yeah, that's going to live for weeks on end because people are constantly saying at HBD, they're putting the bubbles, they're putting the balloons, they're putting the confetti. They're saying, hey bro, enjoy the day. Hope you enjoyed it. Belated birthday greetings come in days and weeks later. In fact, somebody commented on my birthday post a month or so after the birthday, and then people started responding to the birthday post all over again as if it was my birthday. The feed-based strategy that social media employs has its benefits, but it's also susceptible to fading. You know, you have this 24-hour cycle where it is live and it is top of mind, tip of tongue. It is exactly what people are looking for. People want to engage with it. But after that 24-hour period, especially after that 24-hour period, you see a huge drop off in engagement and even suggestion to others who may be interested in that content. And this is what I want to share with you. If you're tired of the hamster wheel, if you're tired of the fade and the feed-based social profile, you need to learn the SEO strategies, the search engine optimization strategies I'm going to be teaching in the masterclass. These SEO strategies will help you to be found forever. There's a video that somebody commented on my YouTube channel that is 4 years old, y'all. It's 4 years old, that video is. 4 years old. Somebody's commenting on that video. I am booking consult sessions because of videos that I put up years ago. People that I'm able to do training calls with, teams that I'm able to book and do workshops with because of videos that I did not put up today, but I put up months, sometimes years ago. But you've got to leverage the fact that YouTube is a search platform. And the way that you leverage that is called search engine optimization. It's not just the tag, y'all. There's a combination of things that you want to compile together so that your videos have lasting impact. Evergreen. way outlasts anything that you see on any of the other platforms. There's a reason why content creators of every type, every platform have a presence on YouTube. It's like, we're going to put something on YouTube, and then what is the other platform? Like, YouTube is the default, and then maybe might do Twitch. Well, we're going to do YouTube and LinkedIn. Well, we're going to do YouTube and Instagram. We're going to do YouTube and TikTok. But YouTube is the base, because if you don't do YouTube, it's almost like not being searchable, because YouTube is a search-based platform. And there are ways for us to be able to leverage that, for us to be able to take it for a spin, for us to literally have that thing working for us while we are asleep. And I want to invite you to the masterclass. There it is. It took a second for it to load. I want to invite you to the masterclass, man. Yeah. There's going to be, let's get that out of there. This is going to be, you've got the content. Do you have the strategy? There's going to be a series of these classes that we'll be doing once a month for the next couple of months. But this month, we're starting it off December 21st at 4 p.m. Central Time. That's 5 p.m. for my folks in the East. That's this coming Sunday. What time is that? That is 2 p.m. for my folks in the West. And I would love for you to be able to come hang out with us for an hour of instruction, half hour of Q&A. And then we'll also be able to share with you a unique opportunity at the end of the masterclass. This month, we're calling it the YouTube Success Masterclass. And there are so many things that we're going to go over. Yesterday, we talked about ensuring that you're leveraging the masterclass to stop making videos, but build assets instead, right? Yeah. You don't need another hobby. You need a cloning machine for your business. And in the masterclass, we aren't just making videos. We are building a library of assets that generate revenue on autopilot. And so today we're talking about the search engine advantage, And to be sure, if you're tired of the hamster wheel of the social platforms that have this feed-based strategy where things fade after a while, then what you need is to learn the search engine optimization strategies that I'll be teaching in the masterclass. That will get you found forever. These are some of the things I wanted to share with you today. Where are we at? We're at 13 minutes right now, and I want to open it up if you have any questions for those of you who are watching live. And I thank you for your time and attention today. I want to share this as well. You got some testimonials here on the page. If you hit that link, kirknugent.com/masterclass, that's going to take you to the space that you want to be. I'm going to put that link in the chat right now. For those of you watching on YouTube, that's going to post right there. For those of you watching on Facebook and LinkedIn, the link is in the description. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out this morning. The search engine advantage, Kirk. Come on. I like to see it. For those of you that are members of my community on School, you have the ability to just go and grab the class for $47 right here. You can see that. You can purchase the class for $47 if you're already a member of the community. If you're not a member, you can sign up for $9 a month, and you can get that class. You can sign up for the class for $47, not $67, which is what general public will be able to pay. If you are a member at the premium level, then the class is actually included in your membership. You don't have to pay anything additional. And so definitely want to make sure that you guys are able to take advantage of that. There's a couple of more pieces of information that we're sharing in the community around the masterclass that is coming up this coming Sunday, December 21st, 4 p.m. Central Time, where we will talk about YouTube success. There's a couple more masterclass previews that we're going to touch on as well. The packaging authority is what I'm going to touch on in our next preview session. I think that'll be tomorrow, the packaging authority, right? Ooh, there's a lot there to touch on. I'm not going to go any further because if I dive into it, we're going to get too deep. But I wanted to make sure that you guys know that we'll be going live this week to answer your questions and to ensure that you have all the information you need. Let me go ahead and grab a couple of comments here before we get out of your way for today. Dr. Tashi says, good day to you as well. Thank you so much for being with us. Florence Donald says, hello. Thank you so much, Florence, for being with us today as well. Don Daniel says, you are the man. Come on. I appreciate you coming through. Always good to have you. The algorithm from YouTube brought me here. Come on. This was the question that I started with. How did you come into my ecosystem? And see what Dr. Tachi says right here. The algorithm from YouTube brought me here. The algorithm from YouTube brought me here. Why did the algorithm bring her here? Because she was able to search and my videos, my content came up. And this is what I'm going to be teaching in the masterclass. I'm going to be teaching you how to leverage the algorithm, leverage the search engine advantage, leverage your packaging, leverage this platform, which is very unique, unlike any other. I'm going to leverage that for your success. And I thank you so much, Dr. Tachi, for sharing that. Florence Donald says, I found you searching for eCam training. She was searching for eCam training and came across my content. And she's been in my ecosystem for years now. In fact, she's one of the moderators on this channel. You can see that she has a blue wrench right next to her name. Why? Because the algorithm brought us together organically. And this is the thing that I don't think people recognize. Unlike meeting friends or becoming friends with people in real life, when the algorithm brings you together, you have a shared interest already. You find these people in the live chat, when you find these people in the comment section of your favorite creators' content, you are finding people who may have a high likelihood of similar interests and goals as you. And because you have those similar interests and goals, there's a synergy there. There is a pairing there. I would even say there's a Holy Spirit connection there, that there's a divine intersection that has been orchestrated for you to be able to meet some of these people. Steward your story with content. Steward your story with content. And by doing so, you'll be able to discover purpose. By stewarding your story with content, you'll be able to discover purpose. And when you discover purpose, you'll change lives. And in the process of, you're not actively trying to change lives, but because you're in purpose and on purpose, you will change lives. And as you change lives, every life you change expands your reach. And every time your reach expands, you're multiplying your opportunities. This is the strategy that I believe in. And I believe YouTube is the bedrock foundation of setting that up. Steward your story through content, discover your purpose, change lives, expand reach, and multiply opportunities. This is literally how it all works. And that comes out of Romans 8:28. Okay. My guy, Dr. Vibe says, greetings, family. Greetings to you as well. Always good to have you in the chat. Always love to see you guys passing messages back and forth to one another. It's always good to see that the community is engaged. 9 of you guys on the live right now. Always good to have you. Definitely want to make sure you guys see that. Kirk, like the search engine advantage. Come on, the search engine advantage. Doc Daniel says, I'm on YouTube in landscape and portrait. The portrait is actually getting more views than the landscape for the same video. Let's go. Let's go. He is leveraging the platform for maximum reach and opportunity. For maximum reach and opportunity. And I'll tell you what, that whole feature of being able to stream in landscape and portrait is one that is a game changer. That video that I put up on YouTube has been picked up by StreamYard. They are now using that video as part of their onboarding material, as part of their help documentation, and they are moving that video. YouTube, man. YouTube. And one of the reasons why this is true, one of the reasons why Don Daniel from the Pill Method is experiencing even more views on the portrait video. The portrait is actually getting more views. Yes. The reason why that is happening is because the portrait video, the vertical video, is in the shorts feed which is not your subscribers. It's in the short feed, which is not your subscribers. The shorts feed is actually people who are scrolling. And so you have the ability to have organic reach with your portrait video and your community reach with your landscape video, because your subscribers will be notified when you go live. So it's giving you the best of both worlds when you do that. And I want to thank you, Don Daniel, for coming through and sharing that with us today. Always good to see several of you in the chat chiming in. Florence Donald is doing her moderator thing. I love it. Join us in the community, kirknugent.live/school, because we would love to have you there. And she ain't wrong. We would love to have you there. Not everyone realizes the link between YouTube and Google. Not everyone does. You're so correct on that, Doc Vibe. And the truth is, YouTube is just as much a search platform as Google. In fact, some of the best search results that you receive from Google are videos on YouTube. And when you get that video on YouTube and it went, especially if it answers the question, ooh, it changes the game. It changes the game. Listen, I've got about 6-7 more minutes and I'm going to get out of your way. I don't want these videos to be long, but I want to just repeat this again. I want to repeat this one more time. Social media fades in 24 hours. YouTube search lasts for years. If you're tired of the hamster wheel, your number one priority as we get ready to close out 2025 and go into 2026, your number one priority should be learning search engine optimization strategies. And I'm going to be teaching several in this Sunday's masterclass. And you can see that link. It's on the screen for you to be able to go to it. It's also in the chat. And I see we have a question here, or a comment, I should say, from Concise the Barber. What are your thoughts on StreamYard that allows you to record both? I need to understand how to record myself with both angles with the same camera. Can we use 2 different cameras for lives? There's a lot here in your question, Concise the Barber. It is kind of off topic from what I'm talking about today, but that's okay. I just need a little more information in order to be able to help you out. When you say you want to record both, what do you mean by that? With StreamYard, you have the ability to record isolated video, but not from 2 different angles on the same computer. You almost need to bring in the other camera angle as a guest. You want to bring the other camera angle in as a guest, and then you'll be able to record both. But I guess my question, because it sounds like you're wanting to record, but then further on you say, can we use 2 different cameras for lives? And it sounds like you're saying in that instance, you're going to be live streaming. So I would need to know what those both are. Is it that you're wanting to record your live stream and then later edit it? Give me a little more context and I'll be able to help out. But the easy answer to your question is StreamYard can stream and record at the same time, just like I'm doing right now with Ecamm Live, which is a Mac only platform, but StreamYard is web-based, so it's platform agnostic. You can use it on any platform. StreamYard can record and stream at the same time. You can connect multiple camera angles. I mean, if you want to see the background shot, that's me. Now you're seeing the background shot. There's a camera I have way up in the corner back there. This is my top-down shot, right? You can see my desk. You can see my keyboard here. And then, of course, we come back to this one. I've got more cameras. Can StreamYard do the same? Absolutely, StreamYard can do the same. Can StreamYard put both cameras on? Can StreamYard do more than 2 cameras? Not exactly. Once you start to get into whether or not can I record them individually, that's where it becomes a different explanation. But if you're just looking to go live and from time to time you want to switch to a different camera angle, or you want to switch to a different camera altogether, that is something that can be done. You just need to be able to configure it. You have the ability to bring in an extra camera with StreamYard. You also have the ability to bring in extra cameras when you bring in an additional guest. So you can bring up a incognito window, connect that additional camera to the incognito window, and then you can bring in another camera that way. So there's several different ways to get it done. The first part of your question said, what are your thoughts on StreamYard? That allows you to record both. When you say allows you to record both, again, it's a little bit ambiguous. Are you talking about vertical and portrait? I don't even know that you can actually record both at the same time, but you can record both not using the Mars feature, just by using StreamYard, and setting your program window to vertical, but then selecting ISO. And when you select ISO, it allows you to record the camera without any graphics in the wide version. So you can actually get both. You can record both by doing it that way. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. I love my moderators. Florence is helping me out here. All right, I've got 3 more minutes and I got to roll. Kirk is at the pinnacle when answering your questions. Bring them on. Hey, I love questions. She knows this. Correct. What you're doing now, you're live and have option to use both landscape and portrait with the same live. However, if I want to show a portrait angle live in a real setting, would it do it? I'm actually not live in both portrait and landscape. I'm just live, I'm just live like this, the wide version. Yeah, I need to see that in action. But these are questions. So I have a number of videos on these things, Concise the Barber, right? I have a number of videos on these things, and I absolutely can, hopefully you can find a couple of those. I'll try to see if I can, if you comment on this video or comment on any video afterwards, I'll make sure to find that comment and try and find a couple of those videos so that you can see them. Because I do walk through that whole process of being able to record vertical and wide at the same time. Here's the other option, though. The other option is going to be, of course, coming into the community and checking out some of the resources and joining us for our live sessions there. The reason it's just easier there. On YouTube, I am, again, prioritizing the algorithm. I'm prioritizing the algorithm. It's on the screen, Dr. Tachi. December 21st, Sunday, December 21st. That's this coming Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. for my folks in the East, and that's 2 p.m. for my folks in the West. But one of the things I want to say, Concise the Barber, is on YouTube, I am prioritizing the search engine optimization. I must put out videos every week on a consistent basis, and those videos are are done in a cadence, in a way that allows for me to get the most reach, right? So I get requests all the time. Hey, can you do a video on this? Can you do a video on this? A lot of times I have those videos already done. And so I refer people to those videos. But in several instances, there's something that's quite unique to the question that's being asked. And so there's several ways that I'm able to do that. In the community, I can create videos and just post them with no editing so that somebody can see that. Second, you could just book a consult session right off of my website, and right off of the website, once you book that consult session, whatever you want to go over during that consult session is totally up to you. That time is yours, and we can use it in whatever way you see fit. Third, of course, is you might be able to find that same answer somewhere else, and that would be a free option. So I always want to make sure that people have all of the different options. What is the link to the community? Very good question. Thank you for asking. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. I believe that, I think that's right. I'm taking a chance here. Kirk, rnugent.live/school. Yes, that's the right link. I believe that Florence, my moderator, put that link in the chat already, but that's the link to the community, and would love for you to be able to join us in there. I want to say this as we get ready to close it out for today. And I can't thank you guys enough for coming and being with us. I want to keep these videos right around half hour. The search engine advantage. The search engine advantage is the SEO benefit. Tackle the fear of saturation or algorithms, and understanding that unlike Instagram or TikTok which are feeds, YouTube is a search engine. People are actively looking for solutions. The benefit here isn't going viral. It is being found by the exact person ready to buy your service. Social media fades in about 24 hours, y'all. It just does. YouTube search seemingly lasts forever. This is why it's such a major part of the digital footprint. It's such a major part of your content strategy. If you're tired of the hamster wheel, you need to learn search engine optimization strategies. If that is one of your priorities for 2026, then I am inviting you to join us for the masterclass. It is this Sunday, the 21st of December at 4 p.m. And we're going to be looking at YouTube success. What does that look like? We're going to help you define it. We're going to give you strategies, tips, tricks, best practices. We're going to look at analytics. We're going to look at search engine optimization. We're going to look at packaging, title, thumbnail, description, hook. We're going to be looking at all of those things and making sure you leave with a good foundation upon which you can build for your YouTube success. And YouTube success is linked to whatever success you are trying to achieve. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention. I want to say a word of thanks to every one of you that was with us today. I see you, Concise the Barber, another brother in Christ. Hey, man, we are both in this thing together, and we're excited for what you're going to achieve. And I'm excited for several of you that will sign up and join us for the masterclass on Sunday. Grace and peace. I'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed.